The following program is a work of fiction intended to educate and astonish the YouTube community. It has been carefully edited to conform to all YouTube guidelines, and any resemblance to any real contests, prizes, phone contacts, websites, or historical figures is purely coincidental.
Oh, hello. Yes, this is Texas Red. I'm calling for Frank. Yes, I know who you are. Yes, I know who you are, Master Yen. Yes, I know. Is Frank there? He's meditating. Okay. Well, I don't want to disturb him. Well, yes. Well, it's all, yeah. You cannot have too much Nietzsche. No, you cannot have too much Nietzsche. You have to affirm the tragedy. And in my case, you have to affirm the simulation. You have to affirm art. Right. You can't go back. Suffering is what makes it work, Master Yen. That's right. Right. You're very sensitive. I understand. Yes. And very old. Yeah, I know. You're at least 800 years old. I know.
It looks like an alien landscape.
Well,
yeah, it's pretty cool.
What Frank is learning from you, he will put to great use. Yes, he will. So you are very right. Now I understand. So he will leave you. You know that. But it's very important that you showed him what non-being means. You've showed him what non-consciousness means. Because he will, yes. He will rebound from nothing and make everything. Yes. Thank you, Master Yen. Yes. We'll speak again soon. Yes. Thank you. Mr. Yen, you've got to be 140 years old by now. Haven't changed? You haven't changed? No. They're just, art lovers. What can I say? I don't know what to say. Why don't you come on a trip to bid with us? It's just, it's actually, I ripped off your meditation technique, so you might want to join. I don't know. Maybe.
He's a background fixture at the morning lectures on the Prajnaparamita Sutra. Until one Saturday, over gruel, he fires from the hip Not only is there no dust on the mirror, not only is there no one to know it, not only is there no enlightenment, but no one has ever been conscious. Red flames leap from Master Yen's eyes as Frank escapes laughing and works his way to Tibet. What do you think?
Frank, you've been painting too much Nietzsche.
You can never,
Where,
you can
where,
never have two.
where's Schopenhauer at? Where's Schopenhauer at?
Schopenhauer.
Where you got Spinoza?
Spinoza.
You got Spinoza? Where you bought Altizer at? Where you got Altizer? You got him. You got him behind cook number 2.
What's with the attitude?
Door number 3.
What's with the attitude? I mean,
Attitude.
you're 140 years old.
Attitude, Frank, in that at World Fellowship
What's with
of
the mustache?
Buddhist
What's with the-
meeting in Toronto.
What's with the Groucho?
Mr. Chow
What is
not
with the Groucho?
fall
Come
ill.
on, what?
Mr. Chow fall from tree, fall from needle tree,
I
chasing
see.
American girl. What do you know about that, Frank?
The exhibition of the 7 icons of radical theology was one of the most challenging projects I had ever undertaken. Primarily because icons of the primary Christian identities always followed a very ironclad formula of color and composition. And they were intended to induce a certain kind of experience. So, to produce a new kind of spiritual and aesthetic experience, I decided to strip everything down to my basic rocking TR icon and see if with the simplest of means I could express
all of the subtleties and the power of radical theology. The first subject was, of course, Jesus. What I wanted to do is portray Jesus as the embodiment of second will. This is the moment when his royal self, his royal blue, his entire aura of gold was about to self-annihilate. And this self-annihilation created the self-consciousness we know today as our self-consciousness. But at that time, it was the death of God, as Altizer has said. And in this portrait, you see the golden spears and the golden arrows, and you see his dilemma, you see his doubt, and you see his nobility and his affirmation of his destiny. This is the noble Jesus.
Again, Henry Pence Cornell for Immediate News here on Channel 9. And now, let's get the Tom with the weather. Tom?
WBBQ, this is Colonel Tom coming from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, serving all the southern coast of Mississippi. Our friends at Lake Ponderay, at Piedmont Blue, at the Centersburg, all the way out to Pensacola, Florida. Hey, listen, y'all, I want to wish my friend Henry a very happy birthday, and also to welcome him to come on over for the BBQ at any time and meet my wife, Miss Mississippi, and Miss Tipsy and myself right here. To our friends in Bay San Luis, to our friends in Gulfport and Biloxi, you may even pick us up as far away as Thibodeau. You may pick us up as far as Oxford and points beyond. Hey, well, this is your weather forecast tonight for southern Mississippi. We've got clouds, we've got heat, we've got rain, we got WBBQ weather report. And what's on the grill tonight? Henry? You tell me. All I know is there's a possibility of some hell coming out of Fayetteville. I mean, hell or high water. We had the Alvin Bishop concert here this morning out of Tupelo. He was playing all his old songs. We all like that for Barry Montgomery. Excuse me while I have a Mississippi, that is. And my wife, Miss Tipsy. It's Mississippi and my wife, Miss Tipsy, who'll be joining me tomorrow night for the KBBQ Barbecue Festival coming out here at Hattiesburg. So listen, for now, this is the Colonel saying, don't do what I didn't do yesterday. Have a great night. Thank you.
My portrait of Judas follows in some respect the tradition. He's hung himself, of course, and perhaps the silver coins have led to that. And yet, it's not guilt that has driven him to this. It's the feeling that he was manipulated, that his fate was caught up into a much bigger game, that he really didn't know what he was doing, and he became self-conscious of his acts when it was too late. After the death of God, self-consciousness may bring violence and self-annihilation. And that is Judas.
Child fall from tree, fall from needle tree, chasing American girl. What do you know about that, Frank?
I forget about that.
You are youngest disciple to receive,
I never made it to Toronto.
transmission,
I never
a
made it.
history, a chant.
I never made it to
Yet
Toronto.
you traded the enlightenment, a diamond sutra, for cloak and horn of your vanity. Your vanity and your ego imposed on canvas, like your young disciple Arthur said. Arthur said, ego on canvas, ego on canvas.
It sounds remarkably true, Mr. Yen.
There is no
Sounds
dust on a mirror,
It
Frank,
sounds
but there
miraculously
is
true.
dust on canvas. You lose your shirt here at Artfair Portland. You lose your shirt. Where your $1 million painting buyer? You sell a $1 million painting?
He's going to show up.
Where
He'll show up
where
later.
are your 100,000 followers showing up here?
I don't know, Mr. Yen. They
Frank, only an idiot embrace suffering when he know way out.
Yes, but if you know the way out, you can go out as a clown. In showing a metaphysical portrait of John the Baptist, I decided to be direct. Here he is in his camel hair, eating locusts in the desert, baptizing in the River Jordan. Very simple, in the wilderness, and yet an untimely and unfortunate death awaits him shortly as well. And he will never know the fruit of his prophecies or the self-consciousness that Jesus was to bring to mankind. A forerunner. Very close to Texas Red.
Thank you, Tom. Let's get and go now to Biff Carruthers. We've got a full lineup in sports tonight. We've got cat luge, we've got Cuban mime, and we've got some golf. Let's turn it over to our top sports reporter, Biff Carruthers. Biff?
Thank you so much, Henry. Wow, this is Biff Carruthers, the boss of the Bay, the Mound of Sound, bringing the sports to the matter today to you. Thank you so much for Channel 9. Today, a few things happening. Whisker McIbutt went ahead and won the first edition of the Cascadia Cat Luge with a toss of 7.5 feet. For those that don't understand, cat luge is now the new hottest thing on the market. What you do is you take your cat, you put it between your legs, you go 1, 2, 3, and you sail that cat up to 15 to 20 feet away. Cats are naturally responsive, love it to do it, and you can do it all right now. So recommend you pick your cat and hook it today, okay? Thank you. Thank you. Also, Cuban mime, Montreat Green wins the square dance position with an elegant 9.89 while listening to Company Segundo. In golf, Frank Glendover won the Public Beach Pro-Am by partnering up with Texas Red. That's the new sports for tonight. This is Biff Carruthers for Channel 9. Back to you, Henry.
Well, we got 2 left.
All right, bring them on.
It seems like you get one of these right.
You gotta get one of these right. Let's get number 2.
Drums.
Finally.
There we go.
Yeah, you nailed one. I was starting to think that he's been bluffing the whole time.
No, he hasn't been bluffing. He's just been screwing.
Been
with us.
channeling.
No,
Channeling.
he wants to knock it out of the park, is what he's doing.
No, what he wants to say is that he's so good that he doesn't have to be right.
He can be wrong and still.
He can be wrong and deliberately wrong. He's been deliberately wrong all the time.
Oh, okay.
Could be.
Drums. So, what do you know about drums?
Well, you know, Clarence, you know, he's kind of a shy guy, and when he was young, he really wanted to play the drums. His father insisted he played guitar instead, and that fucked up his whole life. So, you know, I think that's where he's coming from with that.
A little bit of patricide going there, maybe, possibly.
What I hear is a kind of a
How would you use a
symphony.
How would you use a drum kit to kill your father? How would you use it?
Oh, you know, probably, you know, impale with the drumstick.
Right.
You know, probably the easiest way to go.
Just a stick. You
Just
would
a
use
stick.
Symbols like.
Yeah, maybe throw a cymbal.
Ooh.
You know,
like in Goldfinger. With
right.
a hat.
Just.
Yeah, there you go. That's,
All right.
That'd be good.
Interesting. Yeah. Wow.
That'd be pretty cool.
So the World Series of Cribbage be decided in a tournament or like a Super Bowl?
It's always at least a 2 out of 3. There's never been a one-game event. And even though Carlos kind of proposed it to be, but I only wanted it because of a time constraint thing. Now that I realize that time wasn't an issue, it was never credible initially. So let's give Larry great plaudits for that first win, but it's got to be a 2 out of 3, or it isn't a sanctioned event. Does that make sense? Sure it does. Will you listen to our commercial now? Good.
I'm having more fun watching my opponent beg and growl than any simple win at cribbage could possibly be.
I think he's having a floorgasm for no good reason. His audacious luck and over the top, his lack of hubris will now glean him perhaps the greatest mullet that any one person's ever faced in a cribbage match. Hi, I'm Henry Pence Cornell, and you know what? I'm a cribbage player. Yeah, my great-grandfather was a cribbage player. I come from a long line of studied cribbage players. And believe me, I didn't fly into Portland, Oregon 3 days ago to sit around on my ass, not to win at cribbage. This is my target, and this is my mission. My mission is winning my opponent's submission. This is Henry Pence Cornell, and I deal the cards, and I break the hearts.
Cardozo. It's taken a great deal of full and empty time to come to this place.
Black operation train. I hate your black dinosaur brain. Once we had a love sublime above the white ravages of time. Then you put every man in shackles, trying to find Carlos the Jackal.
soul. And I ran wild in rhyme. How I want you, Desi Cardoza. How smooth and lustrous is your skin. How I need you, Desi Cardoza. I'd do anything to love you again. I hate your black operation train. I hate your black dinosaur brain. We had a love sublime above the red ravages of time. Now you identify for the apparatus. Which holy terror is coming at us? And which thought is a crime? How I want you, Desi Cardoza. How smooth and lustrous is your skin. How I need you, Desi Cardoza. I'd do anything to love you again. I hate your black operation train. I hate your black dinosaur brain. We once had a love sublime above the blue ravages of time. Now you're seducing me for a hit with a pistol in a shaving kit. And I think that I'm losing my mind. How I want you, Desi Cardoza. How smooth and lustrous is your skin. How I need you, Desi Cardoza. I'd do anything to love you again.
In my depiction of Mary Magdalene, it's very balanced. I retain the crimson of the false legend of her wantonness. She was not at all. She was aristocratic. The burgundy is her purity. The white is her steadfastness. She was the disciple that supported Jesus intellectually, emotionally, and physically. And the gold, the rocker gold, she was also the financier of the operation. She kept the mission going. And she was the first to see him on his return. That is the real Mary Magdalene. I don't know, Mr. Yin.
Frank, only an idiot embrace suffering when he knows way out.
Yes, but if you know the way out, you can go out as a clown.
God, you call this God.
Yeah.
Your infant God.
Yeah, that's it.
The infant God is what you do when you lose your way. Do you take care of infant God every day? Do you change diaper of infant God? Do you fix formula for infant God? Do you take infant God to doctor when get sick?
Too sharp, Mr. Yin. You were too sharp then, you're too sharp now. I don't know what to say.
This forest of madman and fool, your Nietzsche, you know, you blend it in with Artfair, with snake charmer and puppet show and TV man. Will is the illustrious illusion of desire, Frank. The most worthy adversary of vigilance. Vigilance,
You know, it's just...
is pure science. It's pure consciousness.
It's great to see you
Any
again.
other consciousness is perverse.
It's great to see you again, Mr. Yin. I don't know what to say.
You think I come here for art? I come here, you take me to exoplanet. That's what I come here.
Oh, okay. Well, if that's what you're here, let's go. It's time to go to bed.
You prove to me that through your science, through your technology, you can take me to planet Bid and back. I will believe in your study. So take me to exoplanet with your followers. Of
I don't have
very
any
few.
followers, no.
Of your fans, your
No,
gallery.
it's just a... There's no belief involved, so.
No belief.
No belief.
Nietzsche, Dionysus, Nietzsche in Torino. Remember, Frank, before the clouds empty a dreary Portland sky, the three wheels will fade away, and you will remember the source of your idea of painting and let it go. Let it go, Frank.
The Madonna is not radical. It's the most non-radical in this radical depiction. It's almost an homage to the Black Madonna, Chechnahova. The same green, the same black, the same red for the infant Jesus, and the same restorations of a canvas that had been damaged by fire and attacks by sword and spear. This is the traditional maintained in the radical.
Well, we all love sports. Thank you so much, Biff, for the sports report tonight. Finally, in the news, we would like to say goodbye to our 6-time Emmy Award-winning newsman, Jack Nesbauer, at our rival station, Channel 12. He did announce his retirement today. Thanks, Chuck. It may have something to do with Channel 9 taking the top spot in the charts away from him, but we'll let that go. I'm Henry Pinth Cornell. That's the news. Good night, and have a ubiquitous encounter or two. Good night, folks. Have a good day.
This is the Channel 9 Evening News with Henry Pinth Cornell. Channel 9, a special presentation of the Channel 9 Evening News.
Hey, Lilia, come here. Come here. You see Biff over there? Yeah, did you know something? You know about Biff, don't you? Yeah, well, you know, he's actually Kevin Hamilton's third grandson. Yeah, he was in the family. It's very odd, very odd. Ever been over to Biff's home? Yeah, you don't want to go over there alone. Let me tell you something. The whole family's a little bit off. You know, Kevin was a recluse, you know, and Biff seems to have presence on screen, but let me tell you something. He's a little pedantic. He's a little bit odd. One thing I know is he invited me over for his son's bar mitzvah. Not that I do that sort of thing a lot, but, you know, I went back down the hall to the bathroom and I looked in the room. A door was slightly open. I swear to God, there were stuffed monkeys all over the fucking place. It drove me bats. Freaked me out. I had to leave. I saw a picture of the mask that his great-grandfather or great-great-grandfather wore and was even buried with. It was shocking, I tell you. Shocking. We'll talk more. He's coming over.
And we're shortly coming to Satan. And if you're expecting horns and red and black, you will be dismayed, because Satan, in my vision, is much more subtle and much more beguiling. Satan has all of the allure of science, of new knowledge, of secrets, perhaps of magic, perhaps of powers unknown to man before. This is not the Satan of Dostoevsky, a banker. No. This is a poet, a musician, an artist, an illusionist, a magician. And he will take you where you have never been before.
Well, I hope that wasn't too much information, too many stories for all of you, but that's been my guided tour of the Texas Red space paintings. And if you'd like, I heard that there is a snake psychic that you can all check out in a nearby room. So please stick around for that, and thank you all for coming out today.
And we conclude with the one true radical vision in this series, and that is of God, of an infant God, a small but growing God that is conscious but not self-aware, that needs to grow into self-consciousness to survive. And yet his will, his first will to stay in being, expands the universe. And the red shifts in the corners reveal a universe that is in constant acceleration and expansion as he gains time for his mental and spiritual maturity, when he gains his power to control his destiny and control his survival.
Anthony, welcome in for some tea. You like tea?
Thanks, Jack. I love tea. I particularly like chamomile tea.
Your chamomile's my favorite.
It has a certain synchronicity with my biome.
Biome?
Yes.
You know, tonight, on our favorite show, I think they're going to explain what the squiggly lines are doing the whole time. Because, you know, I've been kind of thinking...
Those squiggly lines aren't doing anything, Jack. They're just...
Attention, Anthony, 93,939,393.
Oh,
Please report to the gravity dump at once. Anthony, 93,939,393.
Oh.
To the gravity dump.
Wait, is that you, Anthony, or...?
I just forget it, Jack. Is this the final? Is this a finale?
I think this is the season finale.
The season finale. You know, this is my favorite show. You know, it started out just as a... Well, actually, I don't know how it's... I know we're supposed to be pundits for the show, but when did it start? Do you remember?
You know, it's funny, but I'm not really sure.
I think...
I was told to watch it because it was going to be really good by some pundits. And then, I don't know, I started watching it. You know, it's funny, but I wasn't always supposed to be a pundit. Did I ever tell you that?
I was born a pundit. How did it happen to you?
You can be born a pundit?
Alert 17367.
Oh, there we go.
Alert 17367. Attention, Anthony, 93,939,393.
393?
Please report to the gravity dump to claim your prize. Anthony, 93,939,393.
A prize?
To the gravity dump.
Go to the gravity dump, Anthony. They're going to give you a prize.
Jack, don't pay any attention, Jack. It's, you know, it's not the world we grew up in, Jack. I mean, prizes are penalties, Jack. Prizes are penalties. You'll never see me show up for a prize. No way. No.
Maybe your pundency led you to a prize. Did you pick a winner or something? Or just critique? You know, I didn't want to be a pundit. I wanted to be a carpenter. But you know what?
Well, you look like a carpenter, Jack.
I know, and I feel like I'd be a great carpenter. I love a lathe. I used to love a lathe. But lathe and
You love the lathe.
I love the lathe. But they said you can only do one thing. You have
That's
one
what they
job
say.
to do.
That's what they say.
And they said
You
we got
do
a lot of...
one thing well for eternity.
Exactly.
And then you'll be immortal. That's what they told me.
Well, they had a lot of carpenters and not enough pundits.
Alert 17469, alert 17469.
Not again.
93,939,393.
Oh, that's
Please report to the gravity dump to claim your prize. Final notice.
Final
Your
notice.
prize is an SB Ultra 5000 sleep jacket.
Ooh,
Your
sleep-
chip reboots in 107 seconds.
Wait a minute.
Your prize expires in 97 seconds.
Jack, I'm saying, wait a minute, Anthony, that's the new sleep jacket, I think. The new one.
The new one?
The Asley one, I think. But I don't know. I was told you're supposed to respond to those. I mean, the gravity dump, they're pretty strict down there. So, I don't know.
What is ASME? You used that word before. Is that advanced meditation?
I saw it on the news. They had a news.
Oh yeah, let's watch the news.
Well, after this, it comes on.
No, let's watch it right now.
Well, let's come on, talk about it.
Maybe Henry Pence Cornell is on.
Oh, yeah.
I love Henry Pence Cornell.
Well, I don't know, Anthony. I mean, Henry Pence Cornell. You know, as a pundit, I've been doing reviews on various news categories, and apparently, you know,
Were you the one that gave?
Yeah.
You mean
Chuck.
what was Chuck? What was it?
Chuck Nussbauer.
Yeah. Beanbauer. It was Beanbauer.
Nussbauer. But it could have been Beanbauer too. Yeah, I wrote those reviews, and he got the.
Well, Nussbauer. That's just Nussbauer. What is Nussbauer? Nussbauer is.
Alert 18123, alert 18123. Anthony 93,939,393. Your chip reboots in 67 seconds.
Your chip's
Your
gonna
chip
reboot.
reboots in 47 seconds.
Anthony.
Your prize expires in 37 seconds.
They're gonna reboot your chip.
Ignore it, Jack. It's a cold stone bluff. You can't, I'm telling you can't trust anything that comes from, the central office. Nothing.
I just have a weird, sneaky suspicion about that new news anchor that you like so much, that Henry Pence Cornell.
The way I just love the way he kind of lifts the right side of his lip up like that when he's saying something that's an obvious lie.
Yeah.
I really like that.
But I think he says the wrong word at the right time. And sometimes he says the right word at the wrong time.
Well, you know that famous, Jack, some people think it's the most famous scene in all of film history. You know what I'm talking about. Cincinnati Kid.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, Cincinnati Kid. Where the Edward G. Robinson character says, "Well, kid, it's all about doing the wrong thing at the right time." Now, I think our survival is kind of dependent upon that maxim. I think so. I couldn't put it any better. I mean, how long have we been here? When did we have our last tea? Seems like millennia ago.
It was probably 300 years. You know, I heard the same thing about the Greeks. Like, they were reading 700-year-old literature in school. So, I mean, who knows about this stuff?
Well, I think what it is that, like Shakespeare, evidence.
That's the Valhalla Bridge. See these planks?
Oh, yeah.
The bridge right there. We're getting near the climate. We're like halfway through the season finale right here. Look at that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I've got a question for you, Jack.
Sure.
Why do they call it our favorite show? I mean, what
Your
pundit
prize
gave
is
it?
an SMI
Oh,
5000
no.
sleep jacket.
Okay, now,
It is the sleep jacket. She just said that. Anthony, you know, they're hard to come by. If you're getting one for free, how do you win it? What do you think he did? Oh, did you write that article about Henry Penn Cornell? Maybe it was that one of your pundits? Did you do that? Maybe that's why you're getting a prize. I never thought about that. Maybe I should do that if I want a new sleep jacket.
Well, I don't know exactly about Henry Penn Cornell. Well, I really, really admire him, but there was a kind of a crackerjack, kind of country doctor kind of personality that I managed to say a couple nice words about. This made it big time. Mm-hmm. Jackson Parker, that's the name.
Jackson Parker was a legend.
Jackson Parker, he
launched the Wet Spots. Remember those guys? He launched them.
He did.
They still play their music.
And Jackson Parker, was the reason why I'm Carlos now was such a big success.
I'm Carlos now.
Everybody thinks it was all the other main actors, but no. Sometimes in an ensemble piece, it's the
Your prize is an
little guy.
5,000 sleep jacket.
Your prize, yeah. The more they say it, the more
you don't think it. You think
I
it's a
just
fake?
believe it.
Oh, you think it's a ruse to get you to the gravity dump?
I think it's.
What if they want you to stop talking about Henry Penn Cornell? They're just telling you to get you down to the gravity dump to whack you. Ooh. I don't know, Anthony. You got me thinking about this more and more, Anthony. A Freeze Asme Ultra 5000 sleep jacket? You don't even know why you want it? I'd be suspicious. It's like when you get a letter from one of those Nigerian banks about, lend me $30,000 or something like that,
Right, Jack, I think well, all I can say is, after the...
There's the bridge again.
After the big fire,
I hated that fire. It was crazy. Just nuts. Absolutely nuts.
After the big fire, everything's changed. I mean, it's just much smaller than it was before. Everything is much smaller.
The tape library got smaller. That all went up in smoke. All those tapes.
Yeah, I know.
The real grainy-looking tapes, they stopped using it.
Right.
Everything on the cloud, they got rid of them all.
Right.
We're lucky to have our favorite show, one of the last shows that originally aired on tape. That's tape right there. Boy, I really miss it.
That's tape, Jack?
That's tape, yeah. This is real tape we're watching, not cloudware or,
Wow. That's old.
I miss being a carpenter.
That's old.
I could have built a bridge like that instead of just talking about it on a TV.
Oh,
Your prize is an Esme Ultra 5000 sleep jacket.
God, that woman's voice. Some women's voices are so shrill. They could be the nicest women alive, but you wouldn't even want to elect them as president if their voice is too shrill.
Well, kind of reminds me of the Gulag. That's the way they talked when they, processed you in. That's what I remember. But that was a long time ago, Jack. Things are much better now.
I thought they said the squiggly lines were going to start to disappear on our favorite TV show, but they're still kind of squiggly. Looks like there's a gigantic thumbprint right
Alert
there.
18123.
It's an art film.
18123.
Thumbprint's supposed to be this.
3,939,393. Your chip reboots in 67 seconds.
67
Your chip reboots in 47 seconds. Your prize expires in 37 seconds.
I don't need my chip anyways.
I think
they can have my chip. I don't want my chip.
I think they looped that because she said your chip was going to reboot 67 seconds over 3 or 4 minutes.
It's defective.
And you never rebooted. There's the bridge to Valhalla.
Oh yeah, there it is.
My goodness.
No,
our favorite show. I can't believe our favorite show's going off the air.
Everything has been automated, but it's fucked up. So naturally, you can expect destruction and dismay. Right, Jack?
Right.
Hey, do you have any popcorn, Jack?
Well, I had the popcorn maker just kind of...
30 seconds.
30.
Can you make some popcorn in 30 seconds?
Well, that's kind of 30-second popcorn. I don't know about that. This woman's really, she's ruining my viewing. How can you watch our favorite TV show with all these announcements? It's driving me crazy.
Jack.
20 seconds.
The announcements are always there, Jack. You just haven't noticed them before. They're always there. They never give us more than 20 seconds of rest.
10 what?
10 what? See? You can't even watch our favorite show.
They haven't advertised. You know what? She hasn't advertised that sleep jacket anymore. You might have missed out on a really nice sleep jacket.
There is no sleep jacket.
You don't think so?
No, there's no central office anymore either.
I think our show's over.
It's all a simulation. It's all just a memory of some cyborgs. Extra fuel tank.
I think we're off the air, Anthony. I think we're off the air. It's been a great run.
How can you be a pundit when there's nothing to pundit?
Welcome aboard. I'm Lawrence Johns, and this is The Lawrence Johns Show.